Welcome back again to the Ocean of Chaos. 3 videos in a week. This must be a milestone. This is a record. This is I'm just humping away here. So to give you a quick overview of why I call it the Ocean of Chaos. This is why I call it the Ocean of Chaos, because I can't work on things without piling stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. In my defense, this is the Harbor Freight million-piece terminal connector set. Figured I can get that, get everything I needed, plus the little carrying case for about the same price as I can buy a handful of terminals over at Lowe's. So it didn't make sense to not buy it. I get all kinds of little goodies and whatnot that will get buried with me when I die eventually. And another little overview of the ocean. Here's the ocean. Anyway, reason for this video is just having a quick little wrap. I'm wiring up this box that I got from Amazon. It was like $70. This e-stop didn't come with it. The e-stop that came with it's kind of cheese ball, and I put my good e-stop into it. But I think I may swap back to the cheese ball and then have this one on a remote. Not sure yet. But it's got a little power switch that lights up. That's fancy schmancy. I got this enclosure because I'm going to be using the machine more often, and I wanted to get better airflow to my Gecko G540 because it was originally in a sealed enclosure that I had picked up from Radio Shack before they went out of business. And I was worried about overheating. I haven't had any issues with overheating, but I figured, what the hell? I'll do it right. Do it 3 times and do it right. Because initially the Gecko was actually just cut into a piece of 1/4-inch plywood that I was using to test everything out, and it remained that way for the better part of 6 years. So anyway, now I've got the Vince from E-Dealers Direct Vampire system, which is 3 heat sinks, thermal switch, and a 60mm fan. The heat sinks go on with thermal epoxy, which in itself is super expensive. That for what you get and for the amount that you're actually going to use, it's really expensive. But now I've got thermal epoxy for the next time I have to do something like this. So now the fan that gets supplied is a 60mm, and the box comes with a cutout for an 80mm fan. So you can see that right here. I had to drill a couple of extra holes in the middle here to get more airflow for this, and I made an adapter plate for it to bolt onto. But the reason for this video, if we look here at these relays, I did not get these from Vince. Sorry, Vince. These relays are only a couple of bucks online, and he wanted a little bit more than a couple of bucks for them. So, what the hell. So anyway, reason for this is, okay, so this one here is my spindle control relay. This one here is going to be a control relay to switch between my probes. So I've got probes that are different than the ones that everybody else is using. You guys are all using touch plates with alligator clips and whatever. I've got this. I picked this up. This is one of them Chinese eBay deals. This is a sweet little thing. It's got trigger switch for the tool setter, but it's also got an over travel, which triggers an e-stop if it misses the signal, which is kind of neat. So it's got a little bit of a failsafe built into it. And I've been using this. I had it mounted over here, and it worked out well. I've used it a handful of times, and it's been great. But I also have the Crafty CNC spindle probe, which is also very cool. But the bad thing about this is that this is a normal close switch. This is a normal close switch. If you disconnect the probe, you have an open lead, which gives you a broken signal. So it wouldn't work by itself. So what I had done, let me see if I can find it. What I had done was I had hooked up a toggle switch to switch between the two. And this worked out great. This was fantastic. It was tool setter, probe, whatever. Tool setter and probe. Problem with this was that if you forgot to switch from one to the other, then you would kind of mush into things. And I did that the first day I had my tool probe, or my spindle probe rather, sorry. Luckily, it triggered the e-stop on the tool probe when I forgot to switch back to it. So what I did was I bought this. It's a 48 volt single pole double throw relay. And this relay is going to tap into output number 2 on my Gecko G540. And this is what's going to control the switching between the spindle probe and the tool probe. In the normal closed position, it'll be tool probe. In the normal open position, it'll be spindle probe. And then once I get this all wired in, whenever I go to measure, all I have to do is write the output into the macro for when I do my part touch off, and it'll switch back and forth automatically. I think this is going to be winter chicken dinner. So keep an eye out, because this is going to be interesting. The next couple of days, I'm going to have this all done. So keep your eyes peeled for the next wonderful adventure of the feral engineer in the ocean of chaos. Thanks for watching.